Okay, Year 3, so we're going to try something slightly different today for our fact of the day. I've given you the fact 7 times 2 equals 14, and I've proved that's the case using the Numicon. But now I'm going to give you 7 truths and 7 fibs. Can you spot which of my number sentences are true and which ones are fibs? Wow, Year 3, I'm getting so good at speedy drawing. Now, on my fact of the day sheet, I have some number sentences or pictures or facts that relate to the fact of the day. And I've got some which are not quite right. They are my fibs. Can you pause the video and see if you can find 5 fibs and 5 truths? Okay, we'll go through them together. Now I'm going to use my tickled pink and my green for growth. So firstly, tickled pink. Now I know this fact is true, so I can give that a tickle pink. There's 5 more to find. Now, does 7 divided by 2 equal 14? It's got all the right digits. It's got a divide. But if I think about the number 7, I'll make it here quickly. If I divide that by 2, it's not going to be 14, is it? It's going to be 3.5. So that can't be true. I've got all the digits, but they need to be in the right order. Okay, now let's count my eyes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That is a truth. Hope you got that one. 14 divided by 7 equals 2. So I have my 14. Let's quickly get it back again. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now if I divide that into 7 equal groups, so I'll push up, pull down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equal groups, and in each group there are 2. Okay. Now I've got another number sentence. If I just shuffle these over slightly, put my 14 back together. Now this time it says 14 divided by 2 equals 7. Let's try that. So 14 divided by 2. So if I imagine splitting them down here, if I use this like a knife, let's see how many when we divide by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wonderful. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, move this out of the way. Now, 7 add 2 equals 14. Now if I have 7, this is my 7, and I add on 2, that doesn't look like 14 to me. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can see what the problem is. I've used an add sign and I should have used a times sign. I've got my first fib. Okay, let me move those out of the way. Now let's have a look at these socks at the bottom. Let's see if I've got 7 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, this brown sock doesn't have a pair. This is another fib. Oh dear. Okay, now 70 times 2 equals 140. Let's go back to our fact in the middle. Now, I've timesed 7 by 10 to get 70. I've kept the 2 the same, so my answer 14 is also going to be 10 times bigger. That's our place value learning, isn't it? So 70 times 2, that is true. I'm going to give that a tick. So that's a truth. Now let's check this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've put too many groups in there. So this is a fib. It doesn't relate to the fact that 7 times 2 equals 14. Okay, I've got 2 more number sentences to go. And I've got 4 fibs and 4 truths. So 140 divided by 2 equals 70. Let's go back to our truth up here. Here it says that 70 times 2 is 114. So if we start with the largest number, divide it by 2, then we're going to have 70 left. Half of 140 is 70. I think that's the truth. So now I've got my final truth or fib. 70 times 2 equals 14. But that can't be true because 7 times 2 equals 14. So 70 times 2 must equal 140. So this number sentence here is also a fib. So our TLP for today is, can I use the grid method to multiply? And today we're going to start using numbers rather than drawing arrays. So we're moving on to the next step of our grid method. So if you remember from yesterday, we have our grid using the multiplication sign here. And of course we have the group. How large is the group? And down here, how many groups are there? So when we write our number sentence, we have how many groups times the size of the group. How many lots of this number? Okay, let's try doing that in our books. So to make this the right level of challenge for you, with your Master of Maths facts, if you're working on your orange, your red, your yellow or your green maths card, I would like you to practice the 2s, the 5s and the 10 times tables. That's what most of the class will be working on. 2s, 5s and 10 times table. Let me get that lovely and straight. However, if you're working on your blue card, you should be moving on to your 3s, 4s and 8 times tables. And if you're above that, you know which times tables you need to be doing. So we're all going to start with 2s, 5s and 10s. I'm going to draw my grid. We talked about the grid method, didn't we? So I'm going to start here. I'm going to draw not too long a line this time. Okay, I'm going to use the lines of the squares to make sure it's nice and neat. That's a really important point. Then again, I'm going to do a cross and then extend it. So I have got my multiplication sign. Let's have a little think. So I am going to pick for my first one, groups of 2. So groups of 2. And here I'm going to decide how many groups I have. I think that I will have 4 groups of 2 to start with. Okay, so 4 lots of 2. Let me just count up. 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4 times 2, and this time, instead of putting the blobs into the squares to make the array, we're going to put the actual number in here. So 4 times 2 equals 8. And when you know your times tables, that'll be really simple. If you need to still be using counting up methods, that's okay for the moment, but just keep on trying to learn those number facts, because the better you know your times table, the easier these will be. Right, now I'm going to leave a little space. I think I'll only fit 2 on a line, just to make sure it's really clear and laid out. So again, I am going to make sure I go 3 boxes down, and I'm actually going to do 4 boxes across. That's what I've done here. And again, as always, I need to put my multiplication sign into this part of the grid. So I've done some 2s. I think this time I'm going to use my groups of 5. Right, how many groups of 5 will I pick? I'm going to make it a bit more tricky this time. I think I'm going to go for 7 groups of 5. Let's count that up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7 groups of 5 are 35. And again, these are the facts that we will be learning. Okay, Leave a space, because otherwise your grids will begin to get muddled. So I'm going to leave one box. I'm going to go 3 boxes down. I'm going to go 4 boxes across. Oh, I do like it when it's all nice and neatly lined up like soldiers. Remember, if you use a pencil, if you make a mistake, you can always rub it out. Multiplication sign. Now I said I was going to use my 10s, didn't I? So let's put my 10s into the boxes. And can you see how I'm very neatly laying out the numbers in the boxes? So I'm not squashing them across boxes, I'm using each box for a digit. So I'm going to do 8 times 10 because I really do think we need to challenge ourselves. Let's have a go at counting it up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 8 groups of 10 equals 80. Let me write that in. So I've got 80. Now your challenge is to use the times table that you're working on. So you can use a mixture of 2s, 5s and 10s if you're working on any card up to your green card. And if you'd like a bit more of a challenge, you're working on your blue card and above, 3s, 4s and 8s, and even possibly higher in your times tables. Have a go. I would say try and do at least 10 grid methods on a page. And if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can go on and do some further. Okay, I look forward to having a look at how you did on your Zoom. Remember, if you have any problems, do use the Zoom drop-in to chat to us. Goodbye.